I'm Sarah Lewis, and I help introverted professionals close the gap between who they are and who they want to become with high-performing habits. Today we are talking about the habits of joyful introverts. We're living in this time where we're sort of through a pandemic, but not quite all the way through a pandemic, and joy seems to be lacking, and many people are searching for that peace and joy that we had before the pandemic started. So I want to share with you just simple habits that will help you restore the joy in your life and bring back that peace and happiness that has kind of gone away these past couple years. The first habit is to notice the little things. And you've probably caught yourself saying, oh, it's the little things that bring me joy at some point in your life. I know you've said that more than once. So the key is to keep looking for those little things that seem so minute, that really do bring you joy. So it's stopping and pausing and recognizing those things. So you may see a beautiful sunset and then just ignore it and keep on driving or walking or whatever it is. But if you notice that sunset and think, wow, that's actually beautiful and it brings me this sense of joy, acknowledge that. So not overlooking these little things. Maybe it's that first warm sip of coffee in the morning, or maybe putting on some snuggly slippers. So these little things that bring you joy, that's what we want to look for and notice and honor those and acknowledge those. So you could text a friend a picture of a sunset. You could post on social media about some little thing that brought you joy. But the point is to honor it and acknowledge it. And the more you do that, the more you stop and pause and see these little details that bring you joy, the more you find them. They become more abundant, and that increases your joy. Now, there's a class from Yale University actually all about well-being and happiness. And one of the concepts that they teach in that class is called savoring. Savoring. So if you think about savoring a piece of dessert that's just so delicious and you savor it and isn't that delicious and decadent, and you really love that piece of dessert and you savor the moment. It's the same concept with these little things that you're noticing. So you're savoring the little things and you're noticing them and experiencing all your five senses with them. Another thing that the Yale University course teaches is that to be happy, we need connection. And I think we can all attest that these past 2 years in this pandemic we've had limited connection, or we're trying to connect via screens as opposed to in person. And that's limiting our joy. So connecting to your tribe, so those people that you can be who you want to be. You don't have to fill expectations. You don't have to act a certain way, but connecting with those people that truly make you happy. So again, this may be just you're connecting with one person. You can, have a FaceTime with them, or, as we get to go back out, it's, having coffee, actually scheduling coffee and meeting people, or having these face-to-face conversations that we've been lacking. Even as an introvert, you may not want to be out very much, but one strong in-person connection in 1 week will probably bring you joy for that whole week. The third habit to bring you more joy is to give yourself permission to be who you want to be, to do the things you want to do, the things that bring you joy. There's a lot of societal expectations, family expectations that we're constantly trying to meet. And as we're trying to please people or keep up with the Joneses, it robs us of our joy. So doing the things that truly make us happy, whether it be reading comic books, painting, staying home and just watching Netflix, those are the things you need to give yourself permission to do. And especially as an introvert, giving yourself the alone time that you need to rest and recover and give your best energy to the world. So joy is in the permission to be yourself. The fourth habit is to surrender control. I'm a recovering control freak, so I totally understand this. As the world tends to get out of control and you can't control what's going on, the only thing you can control is yourself. So the habit is to realize that you can only control you. You can't control your kids, you can't control your spouse, you can't control what the government says. So the only thing you can control is yourself. And when you give up this idea that you can control everything external, you actually increase your joy. The resistance to everything goes down. So increasing your joy actually does require some letting go. And the fifth habit to increase your joy is to remove the fear of what other people think of you. So we've kind of alluded to this in these previous tips that we can only control ourselves. We can't control what other people think of us. So we need to keep working on ourselves and our own confidence, taking action on things, but controlling what we can, so that what other people think just bounce off of us. We don't have to worry what other people think because we've given ourselves permission to be ourselves. So the more you can do that deep work of figuring out, getting over the fears, and I have trainings on this, but removing your fears and not worrying about what other people think and just being authentically you will increase your joy as well. So if you enjoyed this video and these tips, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel and also consider liking this video as well. And I'll be back next time sharing more habits so you perform your best as an introvert. See you next time.